calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Quickly to the air is Wilson.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They go play action with Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense. But to get him here on his opening drive of the ball game, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter, because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
Screen play set up for Williams.
And this effort will not get it done. He's stopped well short of the first down at the 29. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Lawrence.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne.
Well, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week.
16 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground this season, so you know he's a big part of their offense. They count on him, not only to score the touchdowns, but now they can play action, fake it to him, throw it out to the wide receivers, get it to other players who can also produce.
Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Lawrence to throw.
So they get a traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches.
Now Lawrence to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Lawrence going to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars are on the board first here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
On the return is Charlie Jones. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The numbers for Williams a week ago, 19 carries, 104 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Look at this Jaguar defense.
They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
They've established themselves pretty well throughout this season. But boy, what a competitive group of people. They do not like that one. Because they think they're going to get improvement again in this game. That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It's taken to the 26. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground, ETN. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
This defense for the Broncos, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. But it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34.
Lawrence going quickly there, but it's incomplete. The Jaguars had 8-3 now. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll get that underneath ETN. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Lawrence. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 4 yards out.
And the Jaguars are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Wilson.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They go play action now. Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up and keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
On play action, Lawrence. Open man, this is Brenton Strange, the tight end.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
Gets by him at the 25. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 2. Now Lawrence.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down.
Now Lawrence.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Lawrence looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
22-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Again, it's Williams. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And the Broncos first down.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Out of the pistol, here's Williams.
And he will have a Broncos first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up with a very good play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now throwing on 3rd down there. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Braden Mann now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taking it about the 16. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
They got a completion there. That's clearly an example of one side happy, the other side not very happy. Defense, very, hey, take 1 or 2 yards. We're good with that. Offense, you've got to expect to get more on the passing play.
Now left side on the swing pass. And to the 42-yard line here and blocked down there. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
2nd down and 3.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Screenplay, here's Etienne.
He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, the incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
Finds his tight end Ingram.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Again, it's Lawrence. And to find the open man. That's complete.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there with a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Taken at the goal line.
So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Chiefs who have the lead in that one. Kadarius Toney, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He came out of the gate smoking hot with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes to help steer his guys towards this halftime lead.
This taken in right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and then some. A big play that time for Jacksonville. 47 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Take it all the way!
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. This is caught, it's Kirk. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Justin Simmons firing all the way in from his safety position. First down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Lawrence. Short pass tip, but caught anyway. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
All right, you and I both know that was a lucky play, but you got to give him credit. Going up on the tip and catching that one.
Stayed with it, made his own luck, didn't he?
And he used his size there. Had a defensive back mentality to go up and get the ball on the tip.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Zay Jones from 19 yards away. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So now we'll look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Wilson and the Broncos now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Williams to start the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit.
Fighting through, he's got space. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Tackled there by Rayshon Jenkins. From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Williams.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
First down, Denver.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson.
Hits his target. That's Charlie Jones.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pick up the 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Jaguars' 23-yard line.
Here's Wilson. It's Williams on the catch. And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 13 sets them up 1st and goal.
At the 10-yard line.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
Williams will try again. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Throwing is Wilson. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards. Still 4th down.
He first took off because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
Cade York on for the field goal.
York able to send this one through.
And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
A short throw to Ingram. And up to the 3rd and 5 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags 1st down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Lawrence will throw. He targets Ingram for another grab.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Lawrence to throw.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
ETN up the middle.
It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second and 11 at the 25-yard line.
Now Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 14. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Lawrence. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? You can't slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Broncos are about set to go on offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They begin the drive with Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go with Williams. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? Just a quarterback sneak. By having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Wilson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
place. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Someone that's very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
They run. It's Williams. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Williams will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with the touchdown run.
Now Cade York for the extra point.
And he puts this one through. It makes our score 31-10. So that drive spans 13 plays.
And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown.
And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I don't like getting here. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3, and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Denver's offense ready to go again. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
This is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he shortened the line to gain. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's got it down to the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 71 yards now for Etienne, and he's got a first down.
That's good for the Jaguars. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
From the gun, Bigsby.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd and 7. They'll try the left side with Etienne.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Lawrence now off the bootleg.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
So it goes from a 3-score to a 4-score lead here in the closing moments of the 4th quarter. And whether they got that bonus touchdown or not, it's been a pretty impressive performance.
And they did it with not much time left. But they took what little time was on the clock and used it well, didn't they? Put a real exclamation point on their win with that score.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Denver's offense now set to go.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it. Because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You might meet up with this team again.
Now, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Jacksonville, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Denver, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.